my mom, and she is going to show you how to stretch.
Hi guys! So we've talked about a lot of things on our page, and one thing that we have not discussed yet is how to stretch. And I think stretching is one of the most important parts of your workout. In fact, if I have to save a few minutes at the end of every workout, I will cut the workout part short and still get the stretch in. Don't ever ignore the stretch. It helps to keep your muscles conditioned. It'll actually give you faster and better results. Okay, so we're going to start just with what's called mountain pose. Stand straight, take a couple deep breaths. I'm just going to run through these quick. Do some shoulder rolls. This is great if you've done any arm work or any cardio kickboxing. And then roll each arm. And then go the other way. Make sure you warm up the neck. Just going side to side. And then we'll work on the legs. Take a nice wide stance. Make sure your heels are in line. Make sure your toes are pointing out to give you great balance. And then squat all the way down. And come up nice and slow. And then with your arms overhead, squat all the way down. And come up nice and slow. And then one last time, ending with a flat back. And then coming up nice and slow. This time go down, hands on the knees. Push the knees back while you keep the flat back. Don't arch your back and don't round your shoulders. Nice and straight. Everyone's going to have a different level depending on your flexibility. And then come up nice and slow. This time when you go down, keep one foot out. It's okay to have the knee over the toe as long as you're supporting the weight of your body with your hands. Make sure the toe is pointed up. And feel the stretch in the inner thigh. Again, everyone's flexibility is different. You may be up here. You may be even further down. And after you get a nice stretch, come all the way up to the other side and go into warrior. The most important part of warrior is keeping your hips straight. They should be facing the same direction as the foot in front. And then take the arms out, again, keeping the hips straight. Hold it for a few breaths. And then straighten both legs. Pull that back leg in a little bit if you need to. Again, keeping the hips straight, go straight down into pyramid. Most important part of pyramid, again, is keeping your back straight. You may be up here. You may be able to reach your hands down to your ankle. Or once you gain some flexibility, you may be able to place your hands down on the floor. And then come down into a runner's lunge. Both toes pointing the same direction. Hands flat on the floor if you were able. And really feel the stretch through your legs. And then come up again nice and slow. Point both toes forward. Take the arms out. And go straight down, keeping a flat back again, as far as you can. Don't drag down. Make sure you keep your back flat. You'll get the most progress if you keep the back flat. If you're extremely flexible, take the hands, face them backwards, and walk them towards the back of the room. Legs straight, back is flat. Bring the hands forward, bend the knees slightly, and roll up. And then repeat on the other side. When you've done that, come down to the floor. The classic butterfly stretch. Great for the inner thighs. If you're not as flexible, make sure that you keep your back flat. Lean forward with your shoulders and your chest in line. Again, don't round forward. It'll make you feel like you're getting further to the ground, but you won't feel the stretch. Keep your tailbone arched out and your back flat, chest leading to the floor. And when you come up, press down one knee at a time, just to get that little added stretch in the back and underneath. On each side. Don't forget to breathe. And then we're going to work that IT band. Keeping one foot out in front of you, lifting the other foot up. This is Sophie's favorite stretch. She likes to sit right here in the middle. Put your hands behind you. Really bring your chest forward. And you'll feel the stretch here if you're doing it right. Repeat on the other side. It's a lot easier to do without a 19-month-old between your legs. And then a nice full body stretch. Pointing one knee straight forward, crossing the other leg over to the side. Elbow on the other side of the knee, and reach back, looking over your shoulder. You'll feel this through your whole body. Don't forget to breathe. And repeat on the other side. When you're done with that, there's a really nice stretch called pigeon. This is a little more advanced, but I think it's one of the best stretches that you can do for your hip. I'm going to start with a quick ab stretch, just by doing child's pose, really hitting that low back, reaching the arms out in front of you, head to the floor. When you come up, go back into plank. Plank is a great exercise that we'll talk about later. And then lower to the ground, pushing your body through and all the way up. Now, if you're strong in your upper body and you think you can, lift up on the top of the feet and you'll really feel the stretch in your low back. When you come up, bring one leg in front of you, knee pointed forward, and really sit back into that leg. This is pigeon. Pushing your body up like you're proud. You will feel the stretch deep in that hip socket. And then switch. Plank. Bring it down, round it forward, come up onto the knees, bring the other leg forward, and sit back into pigeon. Most people will find that one side of their body is more flexible than the other. That's very normal. In pigeon, the important thing is to make sure that hip stays near the floor. Don't come up onto the knee. It'll put too much pressure on your knee. Looking forward. And then swing both legs around. Let's do just a quick stretch for that rotator cuff. lifting the hand up and rotating it up and down. Do a few on one side and then switch to the other. And when you've done both sides, take your hands behind your head and really stretch back. You're getting a nice stretch for the back of the shoulders, the upper back. And then take your hands out wide. If you're finding you're not getting enough stretch, put your hand up against something and really push against it. You'll feel a great stretch across the front of the body. And then put your hands on your knees, round back, bring it up. One more time, round it back, and bring it up, and you've done your stretch. Now, one thing I've always taught people when I've taught them stretches is not to count according to a clock. People ask how long to hold a stretch. And what I encourage you to do is take each stretch and hold it for a count of 3 breaths. In this way, you'll be able to really advance as your body becomes more conditioned, because the more conditioned you are, the longer your breaths will be, and you'll begin to hold your stretches a little longer, the more flexible and the stronger that you are. So a deep breath in, holding it just for a minute, and then blowing it out. 3 breaths, each stretch. Go through the whole series, go through the flow, and I promise it'll help your workouts. Have a great day. I'm glad you're watching my videos, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks.